Hey, what is up, guys? I am back with another video. This time it's going to be for Warframe, but I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I decided I would do kind of like a fashion frame type of thing. So the frame we're going to go over, just kind of on the appearance that I went for, and I think it actually looks really good, is Gara with the new skin that came out in the store. I'm not sure when it came out, but it is really cool. It adds like a lot of glass features, as you can see. There's actually a Sindana that goes with it too that looks really good with it, but I didn't want to have the full bundled set with it. I wanted to try to make like a Sindana work with it as well. And as you can see, the Sindana actually works pretty good. Let's get the weapons out. So if you take off the melee weapons, from your back, the Sindana still works pretty well. It doesn't fit the glass theme so much, but it still looks really good with it, surprisingly. I did take some time to try to figure out one that did look good with it, and that's kind of what I came up with. Um, so, with that being said, though, I am going to go ahead and kind of go over the appearance tab and everything and just show you what I've done. So, let's go over to the arsenal. First, we'll look at the Warframe. Right now, I am looking at Gara Kaleida helmet. That is the helmet that I have on right now. You could use the regular helmet, and it still actually looks pretty good. But I like the Kaleida helmet because it adds more glass theme to her. That's actually pretty cool to me. Uh, Considering she's the glass warframe, it's cool to have a lot of glass shards and stuff all over her. Next is the skin. It's the Gara Kaleida skin. Again, same thing. It's really cool to have the glass all over. So that's why I went with that. And then the animation, I go with the noble animation. However, there are other animations that I have that that can make it look pretty good still too. Um, I kind of like the Korra Urushu agile animation set. Looks pretty good with it too, but I do think the noble fits the appearance better. Next, we're gonna go over attachments. So I actually have a few choices here, but I think to fit with the glass theme, the EOS Prime stuff actually looks really good. Um, let's see if we were to kind of go down the list. There is probably some others that would work, but I haven't actually bought those. I didn't feel that they were necessary because the EOS Prime stuff actually looks really good with it. So overall, I go with the EOS Prime chest plate. As you can see, it just looks pretty good and it fits with the glass theme. So that's why I go with that. Same with the shoulder plates. It kind of looks like a reflection under the glass to a point, which I thought was pretty cool. However, there are other options you could use. But if you want to fit with the glass theme, I do think the EOS Prime stuff just looks perfect with it. Um, I mean, it's up to you, of course, on that. But I think the EOS Prime just kind of fits with the glass theme, making it look like a reflection on the shoulders, which is really cool. I do the same thing with the right shoulder, also EOS Prime, and then I actually don't use any leg attachments because there's just not one that looks good enough to go with the set, in my opinion. Um, I mean, if you find one that you like, then just you know say it in the comment section below, or send me a message on Twitter or Facebook. I'm curious to see what you guys think, what you guys are using, maybe. But I didn't think that there was one that was quite good enough to fit with the aesthetic. And then actually for I think it's called the back, yeah, for a back piece. It's not a Sindana, it's a back piece. We have Starglaze shards. This does come with the bundle, but it looks so cool because again, it fits with the glass theme that I wanted to make sure it would fit on here because it just looks really good. It doesn't like take away anything, it just adds to the look. So that's why I went with that. Next is the ephemera. I actually went with the Frostfall ephemera because, well, it kind of adds like an effect that would work for glass. There's other ones, of course, that'll work that even I have. Um, the toxin ephemera is not bad. Flame ephemera is also not bad. but I feel the Frostfall is just the better one because it adds like a glow effect that makes it kind of look like a reflection hit the glass or something, like light hit the glass, which is really cool. So that's why I choose that one. So let's go make sure that's equipped. Okay, and then let's go ahead and go back to the Sindana. The Sindana we're using is the Zykia. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm going to say Zykia Sindana. It's like a cloth with like some tenna looking runes on the edge or edge. And it splits in two, and it kind of forms in a way that is not in the way of the glass shards on the back. So it actually fits with the aesthetic. Now, the color, the reason that I have the color the way it is because the red is part of the theme that I went with for color. Basically, the colors we have, so let's go back to the main, is a red, a dark purple, a lighter purple, a black, and a light blue. So the Sindana, it is copying the main Warframe colors, but I thought it looked good enough to actually be able to do that because the runes, they fit the aesthetic of the glass, and then the red and the blue fit the aesthetic of the main parts of the Warframe. So overall, the Sindana just worked with the Warframe. That's why I did it the way I did. And if you guys don't agree, let me know what you would do different. This is just kind of what I came up with, and I think it looks really good. And then next is the Regalia. So I don't have a whole lot of Regalia. So I really just kind of stuck with the Solaris emblems. I could go with, the Scarlet Spear stuff, which is good too. It doesn't look bad. But I do like the Solaris. I think that just looks better overall. And it's the same on both sides. I have a couple of others now since I made this. So maybe I would put like a Glassmaker on one side. And then instead of the Solaris, I could put like maybe I kind of like the Glaring Emblem. Glaring Emblem works, so we'll go ahead and change those. And then for the front sigil, I put the Static Reactor Prime sigil. I believe this was actually a Twitch reward. I could be wrong though. It might have just been a shop item. I cannot remember how I got this. I really wish I could remember how I got this. It actually looks really good, and it's not like standing out so much to where it's overpowering. It's just like a little extra metal with an energy effect in the middle. So it just adds just a little bit to it. Again, adding to that glass effect. So that's why I go with that. And I made the colors purple and red, keeping with the main aesthetic. And then for the back, I don't really care too much about the back. The back I usually just use for my faction sigil to get more rep. So we're just going to go ahead and ignore that one. So now as for the colors, the primary color I use, in the primary slot is a dark red in the Halloween colored palette. So it just looks good because we're going for a mix of dark and light. So I thought this red worked pretty well. And then we have a black color from the, looks like Valentine palette. And all of these palettes that I have, I did get for free. I have not bought a single one. These are all free palettes at some point. So it's pretty cool. I was just able to make some good stuff with what I was able to get for free. So that was kind of my goal with colors. I didn't want to go, buying a bunch of palettes and then having too much to go through. And I mean, I might eventually, but I do think that with the free stuff, it is actually very viable to make a good looking Warframe. I spend a lot of time trying to mix and match colors and seeing what goes the best. Okay, and then the tertiary. This is in the Hollow's Eve palette, and it's a dark purple. You could use maybe like a light purple instead, and it still looks good. But I think the dark purple makes it kind of blend more with the black while not being completely black. It gives the shine of the purple, which is cool, and it doesn't take away too much from the rest of the frame. Now, if you were to go with the light purple instead, you have a little bit more focus on the purple, which is fine. It still looks really good, but I think the dark purple just fit better. And then the accents. I am using a light blue from the Eminence palette. And as you can see, that's kind of like the metal looking pieces. They look pretty metallic, which is cool. It makes this kind of pop out more, in my opinion. So that's kind of why I went with that. It's kind of like the framing for the glass in a sense. I know it's obviously not around the glass specifically, but I thought it kind of fit that aesthetic. And sadly, right now, I actually didn't even realize I had it, but I do have the pustule thing from Nidus. I need to pop that, which is still disgusting no matter how much you do it. But yeah, so I'm going to get rid of that after this. But yeah, I just figured it didn't hurt having it. I actually didn't even notice until just now, so oh well. Then next is the emissive. I have the light blue for the left side color, the left color spot, yeah, and then the one right above the dark purple for the right color spot. And then for the energy, I just use a lighter purple, and it works pretty well. You could change the energy, of course, to like a red if you wanted, but that would make the glass red instead of purple. So it's up to you. I think the purple just looks really good with the color palette I have here. You can use really any color for this, but overall, I think the purple worked very well, and it doesn't make it stand out so much that it's overpowering, but it's still there and you see it very well. So that was why I ended up going with that. And then for, oops, wrong one. For the attachments, it's basically the same color scheme, just copied the main colors, and it ended up working out pretty well, so I didn't mess with it. Sindana, same thing. It ended up working out well. I didn't end up having to mess with it. Then we go to the weapons. So right now I'm using the Sybaris Prime, and this one's color palette is quite a bit different actually. So I'm using black for a lot of them, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just black worked well in the Valentine's palette. And I use that for primary, secondary, and tertiary. And then the accents, which is the metal, is a purple from the Eminence palette. And then emissive is also the purple from the Eminence palette. And then the energy is a light green from the Halloween palette, and the purple from the Eminence palette, but the other purple next to the one that we've been using. Nothing special on that. I don't have any skins for the Sybaris, but it does work with the theme quite a bit, so that's why I went with it. And then we have the Piranha Prime, which I think I actually am going to change the main color to a purple right now, but a darker purple, so like that. And then maybe change the tertiary instead to the red, like that. I think that looks a bit better, and it still uses all the colors that we use. So we have the dark purple as the primary from the Hollow's Eve pack or palette, and then black as a secondary from the Valentine's palette, and then red from the Halloween as the tertiary. And then the accents are the light blue from the Eminence, and then half the emissive is from Eminence, and the other half is from, oh, that's not the Eminence, that one. Okay, I believe that one is also from the Eminence, because it's not letting me, oh no, there we go. It is from the Hollow's Eve, right above the dark purple we've been using. And then the energy I just have is the light purple. Again, no skin for it. There are some cool ones though, if you wanted to add those instead. but I think it looks good without a skin. And then we're using the Prisma dual cleavers for the look primarily. I did change this already, and I guess it didn't save, so we're gonna go ahead and change it to what I had it as, which was, we chose that purple, and then no, we can actually change this to red. And then we wanted the secondary to be the light blue. I thought that actually looked really good right there. And then the accents I made red. So it uses all the colors again, which is what I was aiming for. And it sticks with the theme quite a bit. It also, the reason I use the Prisma dual cleavers is because they kind of have a metallic or glass look to them. So I thought they fit really well with the character's look, at least. Overall, though, I think they're a fun weapon, anyways, and you know, they're just good to use. They're fun. They look cool. So next for the dual cleavers, I actually use the Thanatos Sugatra. It is from the Necros Urkala bundle. And I just thought they looked cool, and we can actually copy the main colors, and it'll have a pretty good color scheme going there. So, as you can see, you have the red for the kind of like, I don't know what those would be called, but the compassy looking parts. You have the blue as the main ribbon part, and then the purple for the energy, which is pretty cool. So, overall, guys, that's the build for the Fashionframe, really. Again, this is Gara, and I don't know what that is floating above her head, but I have it, and it looks interesting. So if you guys like this frame the way I made it, then let me know in the comments below. If you would do something different than I did it, also let me know. I'm curious to see what you guys came up with. If you have like pictures or anything that you want to share with me, feel free to send them to me on Twitter or Facebook, which will both be in the description section. And I'll be doing more of these. Actually, I do like this series that I'm kind of going with. I'm also doing videos like this for Transmog for World of Warcraft. So if you guys are liking these, let me know so that I know, I can keep doing these and you guys will enjoy it. With that being said, though, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.